not what you think.
Fresh liquid smoke, they got that derangement syndrome. I can see it clearly now. I took the anti-Christos, the anti-venom. My eyes are clear, the stars are shining near. Hakate, drop Meduwa, the goddess of death. Make your portions and pluck your strings. I have the key of death. I have the key to hell. Give me quickly the water of life. I am that drug, the death inducer. Hallelujah. Toxicology, pharmakia, do ya? Liquid smoke, keep it moving. Lady Babylon, Elder Amazon. Blow your mind on Spanish fly. Shining bright, stars in the sky. Consume the thera, the venom, dragon's head. You sexual Venus.
Now, tonight, we don't know, Chewie and I don't know how far we're going to get in this mission, but we're going to fly it as far as we can. We have a lot of interference. So, buckle up. I've got some great material for you, and I want to say thank you for your time. Before we start tonight's Friday night hoo-ha, this is gorgeous. This is Bed of the Muse. I'd like to say we're going to tread a little softly tonight. I feel that you need a little bit of beauty, a little bit of break from the heaviness. Oh, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We still have to go into combat. We have to defend these sources. So I'm going to bring you some more. But for you who are really drawn by the power of Mother Greek, for those of you who are really drawn by that power, and when I talk about power, I'm not talking about Ugaritic with, how big is your vocabulary? You got Jack. Let's all put this in perspective. Open your ear. It's okay. We blasted him. Never mind. Open your ears. Mother Greek. Beyond. Reaches beyond. Just take this one fact. When somebody walks up to you and they want definitive scientific proof of what I am saying about the beauty of ancient Greek, you tell them one thing. There's an ancient Greek lexicon. The lexicon, people, is a dictionary but for dead languages. Yeah. There's an ancient Greek lexicon. And what does this lexicon tell us? It's written by a dude who's trying to capture all of the odd words in Greek. Alpha through Omega. Did you know there are more words in alpha alone in a lexicon of odd words? So let me rephrase that. There are more odd words that start with alpha in ancient Greek than there are all the words in many languages, including Hebrew. Yes. Now, What I have been explaining to people, and this is people want this idea. Before we hit the sources tonight, I'm going to give this to you. People want to understand, how is it that the Hebrew cannot be the original in the Septuagint, that it's the Greek is not a translation, just like Africana said. How must that be? Because of the second law of thermodynamics. Oh God, this just got so sexy. I'm going to get out my whip. I'm going to find Einstein. Where did you go, Einstein? Give me some of this. Who should I get, people? Newton? Ask the, who's the thermodynamic jock? Oh, come here. Come here. We'll take it out on Einstein. Come here. Oh, God. Listen to it. Listen to how sexy this is. Ready? Second law of thermodynamics. Over time, your existence works to the pit of entropy. Any system loses its energy. The work that you could have produced is not conserved. It's lost. And you are adrift toward complete dissolution. Total nonsense. Now, that is a principle of physics for nerds. Language behaves the very same way. Now, when you translate, the act of translation results in the loss of information. You ask any translator. Translation is never one-to-one. It's never 100%. There are things that can't be conveyed in translation. You lose a percentage of your energy that would have gone to work. Now it goes to oblivion. You have two texts. Are you ready? You have two texts. One is in Greek and one is in Hebrew. And you have to determine which one of those texts is the original and which one is the translation. You have to be a physicist. When you look line by line by line of the Greek, that in antiquity they said, this is not a translation of Hebrew, this is original Greek. Line by line by line, and add up the energy. It is far, far higher than when you add up the Hebrew. The greatest example of that, most simple example of that, is in the beginning, God created Uranus and Gaia. And what happened? What happened? On the Hebrew side, we have tohu wabohu. Emptiness and emptiness based on one root. Wa is just and. Right? Based on the same root. Emptiness and emptiness. Right? What do we have on the Greek side? That score, not so high. Not so high. Do you see that? The potential that it takes to produce that result, not so high. What is it on the Greek side? It's off the level. It's off the, God, look at her beauty. Look up those. Oh, somebody. Akataskelastos kai aoratos. Oh, what does that mean? Unseen. Unseen and unscaffolded. Unprepped. We're talking about transition, physics, transition, materials transition. Okay, how can we do that in the Greek? Because we have the ability. Because Mother Greek is so sexy. So sexy, you can't do that with 7,000 words. All you can spit out is friggin' Enkidu. And let me tell you something. If you like Enkidu, you can go get bananaed. You can go get bananaed. When I worked for the university, I didn't dare say something like that. I didn't dare. Let me tell you something, you morons. The Greeks are getting it through Pelasgians. They're Chalcolithic. They're your garbage. Your languages, they stink. They stink. They stink. Do you know what they are? They're the ugly offscorings of all the daughters. Greek stepped forward and took the first prize. Why? Look at her ugly sisters. Sometimes you have to speak what is accurate. Love it. Don't you love it? Oh, God. That's the language, everybody, that we're learning. That's the language. Tonight, we're going to walk through that field. First, I want to, show you something interesting. I just want to flash up this SOB. There he is. Akhenaten, you. What is this? Look, people, please take a very close look at this. Egyptian monism. This is the first time the monist virus hit the Western world. Was with these fellows, right? In the 14th BC. 14th BC, people went monist. And what did they do? They replaced Amon as the 8th with this dork. Look at him. Look at him there. Look at him. First of all, what's he wearing? What's he wearing? Anyone? Just for fun. Just for fun because we can. What's he wearing? Does that look familiar, Chewy? I think I've seen that before. I think we were in a different solar system. I don't remember where it was, but oh yeah, I think it was this. Yeah, look at see the pattern? See the pattern? I think it's the same tailor. Right? I think it's the same tailor. Go back up here. What? And who is this? Who is this? Oh my God. Look, I started talking about that and all of a sudden, hang on. Oh my God. Excuse me. All of a sudden, look, it's in his kitchen. Yeah. You don't like my kitchen. Martha likes my kitchen. And she's the one who told me, get them snakes. Thank you, Martha. I appreciate that. You were right. Raising them with snakes was the way to go. Gorgeous. Lovely, lovely. It's gorgeous. Family. Complete and total family. Love it. Okay. Where was that picture again? Where was it? Look in the middle, people. Anybody notice the monists and the little, what is that guy? Does he look like anyone? I think he looks like somebody. Who does he look like, Chewy? Oh, no. Look, it's just the forehead. It's just the forehead, people. It's not anything. Look, it does though a little bit. Let's get serious. Hit it, Chewy. Let's go to the first star system. People, where are we coming in tonight as you sit there and eat your dinner? I hope you're having a nice dinner. As you're sitting there, where are we going to enter in this atmosphere? We're going to enter with Abraham. And I just want you to see, I want to remind you, look at the last word of this sentence. This is from the Septuagint. This is from the Bible. It says, Abraham's a pirate. Abraham's a pirate. What are we going to do tonight? I'm going to take you to the God pirate. I'm going to take you to the king of human trafficking. He's the human trafficking Yahoo, right? We got to bring in Yahoo. We want to see him. We want to see give you his visions. You're going to love this. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to love this. And look, all I'm doing is showing you text, people. So give me the next one. I want you to see, people, the conversion, just for those of you linguists. I want you to see that in antiquity, they recognized that the perata was the perata, right? That epsilon and iota combo there, that's not atypical, right? right? Think of Medes and Medea, right? Give me the next one. And what are those? I just want to remind you, what are piratai? Those are kakurgoi. They do nasty stuff. They're lastai. Look at that. There it is in the plural. People, correct me if I ever say lastais and mean plural, right? It's lastai. And what else do? They're lastai and they hunt. In hudasi. What do? They're hunting on the sea. Hunting on the sea. Right? So I'm showing you the makeup. Now I'm about to pull out some Greek that's going to blow your mind because it's going to help you to see the reality of what ethnicity is. Did you think that we would escape a great concept like that? No, we wouldn't. They marked us with it, people. Mother Greek, we love you so much. So sexy. Give me the next one. Go up. Boom. There we go. Okay, people, sit with me for a minute on this word. Perates. I just want you to see ultimately what are these different groups of people around the Mediterranean called wanderers. Right? Look, they translated immigrants there. Immigrants, but I want you to notice at the bottom of the line, it says it's the explanation of Hebraios, right? Oh, a little bit more aspiration there. Hebraios. And what are they? Those are the Hebrews. Why are they calling them Hebrews? Because of a language. Because of a language. You get it on the medical side in the form of prescriptions, popular drugs that are used by the Hebraioi. Okay. You got it? Who are these people? Originally, they are immigrants from Crete who got kicked out of Crete because they would not worship Ammon. Naughty Cretans. Naughty. So, monist sects are born from polytheistic societies that produce civilization. And those monist sects then turn around and devour the host that gave them birth. Yes. That's how it works. That's how it works. Who is he to say such a thing? I didn't say such a thing. Look what they said in antiquity. Look at Julian. All right, read the stuff. It's glorious. I know you do. You sexy lady, you. I know you do. Okay, let's go. Give me the next one. Was that Prince? I don't know. What is this thing, this pirate image that we're working up? It's the Porthmeus, not just the wandering immigrant, right? But the one who conveys, the one who ferries, You're not going to believe this. I'm building, people. Tonight it's slow. We're building up. Hit me with an image, Chewy. Hit me with an image. Here we go. Let's get into a boat. Right? What are we doing? We're going to go to market. Okay? Now, remember who we're looking for? On today's patrol, we're looking for God. This is Yahoo, a.k.a. Hashem, right? A.k.a. Jehovah, a.k.a. Jove. We're looking. Okay, what are we going to do? This is within the framework of the laistic society that we can call members this, a group, a genos of this laistic piracy. The word for Phoenician is what it is because of that. Right? Your history of ethnicity is not what you think. they consider, well, let's give them the information. It's going to blow your mind when you see that they're not considering. They consider a group of pirates who are like an extended crime family, right? Roving crime family. Right? They consider that an ethnicity. I'm going to show you. It's how it's defined, right? So, okay. All right, fantastic. Where is Laertes? Where's Booty Daddy? Oedipus. Give me the right. Where's Mommy? Number 16. Look at what am I talking about here? Look at the bottom. I just want you to see, what do these people own who are operating within this ethnic group / organized crime group? What do they actually possess? They have sheep, they have cattle, they have asses, they have children, both males and female prostitutes. Camels. Yeah. Give me the next one. These are the possessions. Okay. Now, of these people who are trafficking in possessions like this, not just humans, right? Not just humans. This is all profit driven. Right? Profit driven. Okay. And you can see, by the way, the more you watch this, remember, Jesus Christ, God rest his soul, Jesus Christ himself was screaming when he was arrested, I'm not one of these people. I'm not part of this group. Right? Interesting. Their own ethnic identity of the people living at the time comes through the text. Right? And you look at those passages in the Greek where it says Jesus then was approached by the Jews. And you wonder, wait a minute, isn't he considered Jewish? Yeah. Remember, by the time Jesus Christ is doing his thing, Judaism is only a century or two old. Right? It's only a century or two old. The development of monism within the bosom of polytheistic civilization is an inevitability. The question is, will you fight it? Will your body beat the virus? Or will it kill you? Now, the Egyptians, thanks to the bad tailor of Akhenaten, they lost the battle. They came in, they liberated Egyptian Justin Bieber. I'm sorry. They liberated. It's not funny. It's not funny. How does he laugh at such things? Good gracious. They liberated him, right? Quickly, right? As soon as Akhenaten's gone, they were like, no, forget you. This is not, I am not Tutankhaten. I am Tutankhamon. You can suck it, right? Back. The correction was back to all of the gods that bring things like justice, right? All of that gets suspended when you get a monist society, right? Fantastic. Okay, let's keep going. Let's work a little bit deeper. I've got some exciting stuff. What are these societies doing? I want you to look at this Greek word, sabbatzen. Is this the word that you've heard Sabbath from? Yes, it is. Before there is a Sabbath that you know is a Sabbath, there is sabbatzen. And what is that? It's to do Eve, baby. It's to what? Look at that Greek word underneath that. Ewadzen. Right? You hear Eve in there? Right? I want to be Eve. I want to Eve everybody around me. Don't you? And what does that mean? It means to be bakik. Bakhewin. Right? It's bakhewin. Okay. So when you hear the word Sabbath, somebody says this Sabbath, you know that person talking is the descendant of somebody who was a polytheist, who worshiped the mystery of Bacchus. You mean Jehovah is an offshoot of the worship of Bacchus? Yes. Yes. And am I the one saying that? No, people. Stop it. Your buttocks must be spanked. If you think for a minute that the cart comes before the horse. Yeah. All right. All right. Here we go. We've got to keep the history, right? Keep looking at the mystery. It's what formed you. Plutarch. You don't believe me? Go read Plutarch. He's the one who said it. I can't make this stuff up, people. I'm telling you, the devil told me, no money and you can't make anything up. And I was like, I understand the first. Why the second? And he was like, because the minute you make it up, they're going to challenge everything. Right? So it's got to be clear. And I was like, all right, devil. All right, I'll do it. Here we are. What's that say? Yeah, Sabazius. You want to see some Sabazius? Let's keep going. Oh, who said that? Who said that, you creepy creeps? Saba. Here it is. People, do you want to know what the root of the Sabbath is? You're not going to believe this. This is an ancient Greek defining odd words. Hesychius is his name. And he says Saba is aichmalosia. What is aichmalosia? It's not what you're guessing right now. I know you're guessing. Something like, oh, religious high, or, being in ecstasy. Nope. It means being a captive. You got your chains. Okay. There are two congregations. There's the one on Sunday morning and the Baptist church on the corner. And you can stand, I have, in the pulpit of that Baptist church, and you can look at those people. You can look at those people, and you can look at them and say, who's ready? Who's ready to drink blood? And they will smile, and they will look at each other. They will look at each other because that is unusual. There's another congregation. This is a congregation of women. This is a congregation of women who have Christed themselves and are hungry for man meat. And when I ask them, who's ready for blood? Yeah. You get the mystery. Sitting there in your little churches is not going to shoot you to the orgasmon. It's not going to bring you. Yeah. It's a mere shadow. It's a mere shadow. What do you get with that? You get things like phenomena like theologians, things that are very unsexy, things that have to do with magic hats, giving some kind of special status. And by the way, it's always hats. It's always hats. Why is it always hats? Could there be something else? Holy cod pieces, something like that, right? You got to realize when you go to the pagan riot, and the 10-year-old boys come out and they're like, they start shouting, and these kids are so drugged up. They're so drugged up, and they castrate themselves in front of everyone and throw their testicles into the house. Whoever house they throw it into, they have to get them women's clothing to wear. You got a problem? She is she now. Yeah. Those people created democracy. I was reading the other day some things about a couple of playwrights and some of the shenanigans that were going on behind the scenes. Yeah, there was a kid famous for where he prostituted himself. Couple of playwrights. It's all gossip from Athenaeus. It's just gossip, bro. Right? They said Medea killed her own children. And we actually had and they wrote it into the tragedians. The tragedians just took that and ran. And we had the receipts. We have the oracle saying, no, Medea didn't kill her own kids. That was those Corinthian knuckleheads. And that's why I'm giving them all a plague. That's the voice of Apollo. Do you hear that oracle talking? That's a lovely oracle, isn't it? Those are the family of the Dawnbringers. Family of the Dawnbringers. Fantastic. Let's go to the next one. People are not paying for good sources, so I want them to not pay for good things and get them. Right? That's the deal. Somebody asked me, why are you not monetized, right? No, it wasn't that. It was somebody saying, I think it's cool that you're not. And I, refer you to the devil. Ask him. It's a contractual thing. Sabazios. Now, somebody just put that up as a comment right here. He is Sabazius. What do they say? Who is Sabazius, right? This is before Jehovah or Yahoo ever existed within the brain fart of a Hellenistic visionary prophet. Yeah. Before all of that, this is what we've got. And who is this? He's the one. This is the eponymous Dionysus, right? This is the one, the name, the eponym of Dionysus, right? Some people say it's the son of Dionysus, right? And some call him Sabon, right? The Phrygians call him Sabazius. Oh, isn't that nice? Look at that the Phrygian, the Phryx. Isn't that cool? What are you, Phryx? You guys are like those Phryx. Stop talking like that. They talk too loud. Give me the next one. Here it is. Sabos and Bacchaea. Okay, people, next time you're on your Sabbath, realize when you're there that you're there for the sake of Bacchus. You're there for the sake of Bacchus, right? Do you see? Now, let me ask this question. Let me go back. Blow me up, Big Chewy. Do you understand why now it is so important that we have somebody along the line who produced a Hebrew text by the 10th century AD, right? We have a Hebrew text. Why? Because until then, all we've had is Greek. And you say, oh, no, there are oral traditions. You know what kind of oral traditions there are? Hearsay. That's all. You got Jack. That's not evidence you can use in a court. What do you think this is? This is science, baby. This is law. We're followed by reason, man. We walk around in reason's dust cloud, baby. Give me the next one. These people deserve it. I'm going to load you with some information. This is actually good information. Let's go to this. Oh my God. Who is this? No, really, who is it? I forgot. No, it's Plato. I hardly ever quote Plato, right? Because he bores me. Leistos, ekleptos. Now, people like to say that leistos is just a thief, but this is leistos and thieves, right? And other ethnos and every other ethnos. Do you know what the status of a leistos is? That is your ethnicity. Watch this. Watch this, people. I'm going to blow this up while Chewy's back trying to revive 3PO. Ethnos. Now, oh God, oh people, okay, look at this. You're not going to get this. This is the real. Look what's in the parentheses. You see that F looking thing that's on the front of the word ethnos in Greek? That's the digamma. Oh God, that's the digamma. That says this word is way old, baby. This word goes back because it's Bronze Age stuff we're talking about. Look, it's already around by Homer, certainly, right? We talk about athletic clubs, as well as a nation or a people, right? A province, right? Oh, a caste, right? So I need you to realize that what Plato just said in his Republic was that those are ethnicities, your laistic identification, right? That's not a racial thing. It is a laistic. It's people who are involved in the business of getting Phoenician. Yeah. Did you know what getting Phoenician means? It doesn't just mean trading. It means you, the purple, and your student. Okay. That's an ethnicity. Yep. Right. Okay. Remember when Jesus, and why is this so special, people? Why would I bring you this? Because it's special. And why is it special? Because when Jesus says in the Garden of Gethsemane, as he's being arrested with a naked kid, he says, I am not this ethnicity. Okay. Yeah. I thought we were all made up of races and that pirates were like no. Right? The pirates are the ethnicity. Blame it on Plato, man. I don't care. Right? But this will help you to understand why people like Eustathius much later are saying, I read the Greek, he's a Christian, right? And he says, I read the Greek historians. And the Greek historians say that all of the early Greeks were pirates, right? That was the ethnicity. Interesting. It makes sense then that Abraham is a pirate if Tacitus is right, and what we mistakenly called Jewish people, right? That if they're migrants from Crete, then they are part of the same laistic group, right? So it's important to be able to track that history through the language, and that's exactly what we're doing. And we're using sources that are crowded around that first century so that everybody sees the overlap with the Bible. First and second centuries, at the very same time the Bible is being written, there's another guy writing about laestai and how bad they are. And here's one example, right? Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Yeah. You have to remember, history is a discipline, right? It's a Greek discipline, historia. It really means inquiry. Isn't that gorgeous? Question. A question. What is historia? It's a question that you ask an oracle. Okay, hit us with a source. They have it. Everybody in satanic congregations like, yeah, we know that. Give it to me. We got new people that need to catch up. Give me the next one. New material. Here, I'll give you new material. You're going to love it. Okay, guess what? This is something you've never seen. I guarantee it. And this is something that nobody has ever brought to you. I guarantee. What is this? This is the 25th chapter of Job. You mean it's only 5 or 6 verses long? Yeah, it is. It's really short. And there's a problem. There's one problem. The Greek says beautiful stuff that makes perfect sense. The Hebrew is twisted to say something completely different. In order, and you say, what's the difference? Remember, the Greek has more information. Higher capacity in the language, higher technical capacity, more information conveyed. Right? Excellent. Excellent. So let's see what this passage says. It says, this guy Baldad, I don't know, is that a common? I don't know, maybe it was a common. This guy was, talking to him, and, he says, look, the one who I'm translating, the one who makes everything from his position being the highest, he doesn't have any fear. And he's got no reason to defend himself. Right? Don't let anybody think that there's any sort of relaxation or releasing vacation for those who are pirates, because on them he lays the ambush. It's his ambush. Right. How else? How else, people? Okay. How else, I'm going to ask you, is it possible for a person to be just before his lastic Lord? Can someone born of a woman go through the catharsis? Let me tell you, if this dude darkens the moon and she doesn't shine, the stars are not clean before this lastic Lord. And you know what you are? You know what you are? You're friggin' mulch. You're a wave of mulch that we're going to use in a communion. Now I want you to look at the Hebrew. Hello, God, by the way. Thank you, Chewy, for bringing in God. Hello, God. Everybody, God, everybody. Thank you for coming to Satanic Congregation tonight, God. Thank you. I hope that you enjoy the show. And I hope Chewy's been able to bring out. Do you have any more, God? Did you bring? Chewy, we've got to get. Oh, here he is again, right? Right? Look how pleasant. Do you know what this is? I told you we could do this. It's a Bible for children, right? It's to show them. Give me the next source. What do I have for you? I have for the, oh, God. This is what the Lastic King does. This is what Jehovah gives us, people. Ready? He gives us to perform this. To be lying in wait. Do you know what we are? We're migrants. We migrate around, right? And we traffic things. And one of those things is children. And how do you get children? Through the divine ambush of Jehovah. The divine ambush of Jehovah. Isn't that something? What a lastic God. What a incredible lastic God. You're going to lay an ambush. Do you wonder why people wanted to change this? Right? Doesn't paint a historically complimentary picture, does it? And as the Romans themselves said, propaganda, right? That letter of Aristeas and all that BS about the translation from Hebrew of the Septuagint. And then Romans said that was BS at the time. They were like, nice. Why don't you go Josephus yourself, right? Because Josephus, what is that? Propaganda, right? It doesn't exist. Ask yourself, people. Ask yourself, please, why is it that there are more odd words in the first letter of the Greek alphabet than the entire Hebrew alphabet? It's because it is not a living language. It is revived. It is revived from a very, very primitive form by some dudes in caves trying to bring the end of the world. Wait a minute. Did I just feel, is this I feel something strange. This is a strange emotion. Great is so sexy. Okay. Get that off of there. Get that off of there. What are you doing? That's because there's a lot of aspirations, right? There's a lot of aspirations. It's very windy. And that's probably not how it was originally spoken anyway, right? They don't know, right? It's difficult. Look, even with as much documentation as we've got from the Greek, people will debate all the time about pronunciation, right? So, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. The Greeks said it sounded like, oh, by the way, give me that ethnos. Oh, we missed something. The Greeks said it sounded, not Hebrew specifically, but every other language that wasn't Greek was non-musical and terrible. Give me the, where'd the definition of ethnos go here? I think it's, no. We're above that. Go up here. Boom. There it is. People, I want you to notice. You've heard of the division of the world into Jew and Gentile. Did you know that's made up? Yeah, that's made up. Why? Because the division that everybody is using is Greek and dummy. That's what they're doing. It's terrible. And what's happening to the Greek language at this time, by the way? Greek grows so large, she gets adulterated. And she presents in this terrible, ugly form. I'm sorry, Mother Greek. Terrible, ugly form called koine. Oh, God, it's the common language. Do you know what happens to your vocabulary level when you make your language the common language? Because you see, there's a key that I haven't told you yet, but this is consistent through history, right? Civilization is the product of language. Civilization is the product of language, and the advanced language produces the advanced civilization, right? If you don't have words like education, you're not going to be building buildings where you're going to be educating people, or toilets, because the doctors are telling you don't get poop on yourself. Don't drink that stuff. Why? The language. Did you think it was Jehovah? No, he's busy being Elastes, raising Abram. Oh, where is he? I so want to do that episode. People have responded well to Abraham chasing Isaac. Are we allowed? Do you have Abraham and Isaac in here? Are we allowed to show that? People, just tell me. He's not chasing him, though. It's just, that must have been, what was that like the day before? Everything was fine. Look, he was at the marketplace. Isaac was fine. And it goes from that to no, you didn't bring him. Okay. We got in a little bit of trouble for we got warned. Okay. Let's stay within the boundaries. Give me the next one. What have we got here? Oh, you're rotten. Yeah, you know what I mean. I just wanted to show you some drug stuff, but I really don't want to show you now, because I want to get to another point. Give me the. Here's the no, because here, let's go back here. Boom. Okay, now people, I just want you to see a couple of terms here. If you noticed, I said the dude who is in this situation, right? What is he going to do? He's going to turn the moon dark. How many of you can turn the moon dark? If you cannot, then this is not for you, because this dude can. And what happens when he turns the moon dark? Now, remember, this is a standard operation on the Greek side, right? The Greeks are doing this all the time. Right. Now, you tell me, do you think the Hebrew has this high tech in it? No, of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. Right? There's even a technicality to sapria and scolex that there's no way they could even. That information was lost in translation. Right? It's lost in translation. The original is way more beautiful. Right? because you've taken this and you've tried to stick it into 7,000 words. And that's why they were saying in antiquity, no, this is not a translation. So here we go. Here we go. And what book is this? It's the book of Job, baby. It's the book of Job. Here it is. Okay, let's see what the translators make of it. I know I've got translations coming up. Yeah, give me one of those. Okay, let's check out this one. Blow it up. Blow it up, Shuey. People, tell me, how close is this to what I just told you? Then answered Bildad. There he is. Dominion and fear are with him. He maketh peace in his high places. Well, that's, you can hear that reflected in there. Is there any number of his armies? What? Where did he get armies? And upon whom doth not his light arise? That's not there. How then can man be justified with God? That is totally not there. Or how can he be clean that is born of a woman? Oh, look what they did. Instead of him performing, right? Instead of, now we're not talking, now we're just talking about the glory of this wonderful laistic God, right? So we've converted the meaning. We're not going now to the, what is he doing about the moon? Behold, even to the moon, and it shineth not. It's not what it says. Yea, the stars are not pure in his sight. Who is it that they're not pure in the sight of? In the sight of God, right? You can see what's happening in this passage more than any other passage. You can see how the Hebrew is struggling to maintain a believable level of tech, right? And yet not represent the religious mystery that's being conveyed in the Greek, right? Why are they tampering? Why are they tampering? The editors, are they the only editors ever to tamper with texts? No. Right? It's an unfortunate reality of antiquity. As long as we've had books and scrolls, baby, right? People will tamper. They will tamper. You can pass something. I've seen people try to pass off, just forge an entire work of some genius, right? And everybody reads it like an Aristotle or a Galen. They're always trying to forge Aristotle and Galen. And you read it and you're like, no, this guy's a dummy, right? You cannot capture that genius. You can't. It's impossible. Oh, God, it's romantic almost. I love that. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. What goodies do I have? Look, I'm going to pull out some goodies. Here's another translation. I just wanted to see. Dominion and fear with God. He makes peace in his high heaven. Is there any number to his armies? I don't know why they fabricated the armies. Upon whom does his light not? Oh, God. What is this? Behold, even the moon is not bright. What is that? Look what they did. They took something that was technical, that has to do with the religious ritual, and they turned it into a metaphor. Even the face of the moon isn't as bright as our holy Jehovah Hashem. Woo! Okay, it's a step up from Gilgamesh. It's a step up. You know, it requires, forging things requires a certain intellectual skill. But let me tell you something. Compared to the original Greek, this is trash. It's a forgery. It's forgery. And the original is so much better. We need to take back the Bible. I think we already did. I got the red book. What did the devil say? Red book, Bible. I think we've got it all. I think we're good. Yes, there it is. Shut up, Jung. How long has it been? Have we checked on Jung? It's been a while. I'm not sure if we fed him lately. Give me the next one. People are not paying for something fantastic. Watch. Oh, God, I can't do this one. Do the next one. Do the next one. Right, one more. Why did I put all these on there? Then answered Bildad, dominion. Right? Oh, what? And okay, no, please keep going. There's a bunch of maggots there in the end. Totally loses it. Then tell me how a person can be right. How can someone be born of a woman in blood be pure if even the moon is not bright enough? and the light of the stars is not pure in his estimation. Look what it did, right? It's like the translators are playing some kind of tennis or something with the reality. You know what? That's good. It's within a box. It's within a square. Look how they interpret it differently. Now you're sitting there reading this and you think you've read the Bible before and you haven't. And that I want to pull out and give us Chewy some beautiful imagery while I say something here that I think is important. We need to not give any ground. The reality is in the evidence. And all we need to do, we don't need to believe anything. We don't need to follow any path. There's no left and right? There's just being. And as beings, we need to protect those bits of history, of humanity and the mind, right? And the beauty of the world. We need to preserve that. And that is in these texts. And you just don't know because you're not reading it, right? You're not reading it. And hopefully, we're on the pathway to reading it and to having it impact so that they can't take it away from us again. They can't take it away from us. What is the real power of classical philology? The real power of classical philology is knowing that, put her back up there, is knowing this individual, the temple priestess. All right, let's show what the Phoenician is and what the Phoenician does. Give me the next source. We gotta lull them into the big guns. Are you ready? Oh yeah, no, we're done. We're done with that. Next. Boom. Boom, people. What is this? This is the Scolaches. You know what? Skip the Scolaches. This thing just leads to destruction. It's a whole bunch. That's good. People, look at this. Here's something pretty I wanted you to see. I just picked this flower coming over here tonight because I wanted you to see it. Look what this is. This is again from the Hesychius and from the ancient lexicon, right? And what does he say? He says, look, there's this thing called hipponikon, right? Cratinus says, this Scythian thing, right? It's Scythian. What is it? It's a red, some kind of red thing with which they dye, the women dye their wool, right? Okay. What do we know about, give me the next one. What do we know about these Scythian women? We're talking about getting into the cult, right? And what do we know about them? Well, you can make, this hair dye, right? This is a big deal in antiquity. And the Scythians are known for this. And they're known for using a red or a reddish orange dye. They often call it fiery red. So it's got just a tinge of yellow in it or something, right? And originally, as a matter of fact, I think we've got it next. I think it's the next slide. Look at this, people. Originally, this is how you describe horses, baby. This is wool. What a bat. Get that out of there. Look at the bottom, people. There's a digamma in there. Why would there be a digamma in their wool? Because it's, old. Give me the next one. They've been doing this while people were sitting around, right? Look at this color. Flame colored. Do we have a word in English? Flame colored. Crayola. Why didn't you give me flame colored? Maybe they have it. Yellowish red, right? A person specifically, I need a bigger, with red hair. A person specifically with red hair. Look on the second line of number 2. After Herodotus, it says skouthikon genos, right? Okay. All right. They love that. They love that color, baby. And they put it on their hair and on their facial hair. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Okay. Again, one more at the bottom for the people. For anybody who wants to throw Sanskrit at me, anybody who wants to throw any sort of Near Eastern language at me and say, this one was first, right? I want you to realize the Greek is going back to the Pelasgians. This is before any of the junk that you've got. Okay, it's going back. I'm not the one who said that. They are. By the way, shout out to Old Boy. Everybody, please go see Old Boy. He just came out. Yeah, he just came out with a video on the Pelasgians. And don't believe me, go listen to it, right? He's got nice little short deals, right? Sums everything up, shows you the sources. Boom. Old Boy. All Boy, sexy stuff. You love it. Hail Medea. That's right. Shout out for All Boy. Come on, Satanic Congregation. Give me the next one. People, look at this. Yeah, go ahead. People, look at this. Oh, God. Oh, God. What is this? This is a line that says, dude, you are after me like a lace stays. Right? You're after me. What are you trying to take? You're trying to take my tyranthood. You're trying to take my crown. What do we know is different from the lace stays and the thief, right? Thieves don't get crucified. Lace die do. Why? Because of this very thing right here. Right? There is a power to be commanded by these traffickers. There is a tangible power in antiquity. You have Rome coming right up against it. And what does Rome do? Rome cleans the Mediterranean. Cleans it up. Why? Because we're civilized. Right? Fantastic. The Romans, right? They followed the Greeks. Even their alphabet, right? Greek woman taught it to them. Right? Created an alphabet for them. They got things off the ground. They started listening to oracles and they started building civilization. They got it. And the Latin hung in there, and I'll give it the credit for hanging in there. It is not Mother Greek, but it at least emulated Mother Greek. Right? Okay. By the way, I challenge you, all of you Middle Eastern scholars, right? Middle Eastern historians, anthropologists, linguists, right? I know some of you. And when I say Gilgamesh is garbage, you know, a big chunk of you knows what I'm talking about. You know, you're right. I've talked to him. I talked to my comrade, right? What do they call it when you, it's not comrade. It's something like, the person that is you, but in a different field. So the person who studies magic and medicine, I talked to them and about the drugs, because I was looking at an Egyptian text about drugs and talked to them about it. And that recognition that the Greek side is way more developed, right? You know, he was very upfront, just upfront. And then he went to the Kennedy Center. He was going to go to some big event at the Kennedy Center. I was like, dude, you got to tell me about these drugs first. Give me that. What is it? Bacchaeon. What is a bacchaeon? Are you ready? A telesterion. What is a telesterion? It's what Moses built in order to hear the voice of God. You know what they call that telesterion in Greek? Before they call it a telesterion, they call it a bacchaeon. You want to hear the voice of God? You go to the Bacchic source. You go to the Bacchic source. Remember, if you're trafficking in children, it's way better to drug them, right? And if you drug them with the right drugs to get them to do whatever it is you're trafficking them for, aka you hit them up with the blister beetle, they got the Satyrion on. Now you know why the huntress doesn't let the men go. Now you know why these bastards wash up on her shores where the Temple of Diana is, snuggled up there in the Crimea. Yeah, and you know what they do? They take these SOBs, they use them for experiments. Love it. The real edge of classical philology is bringing you this figure, letting you see her, because you know who had to execute the people that washed up on the shore of the Crimea? You know who had to do that? She did. Yeah. Give me the next one. Oh, superhero. Narthex, baby. I'm going to bring you another word. Narthex. What is a narthex? It's a giant fennel. Well, what is that? It's the instrument that Prometheus used to transport the fire. If you don't understand that, right? Or if you think you understand it, because a lot of people think they understand this, right? A lot of people think they understand it, and they don't. Why don't they? Because the ammoniakon is the instrument of Prometheus. You didn't know that, did you? No, you didn't. I can hear it right now. You mean I've written books on this? Yes, you have, and you didn't know that because you don't deal with primary sources, right? You read little translations that you can get here and there. That doesn't cut it. It's amazing, people. People will stand in your face who have no experience in these texts, and they'll make conclusions, and they'll make ideas, and people will put them on mugs and in books, and they will buy them, and you will digest them, and it will give you intellectual cancer. It'll give you intellectual cancer. It'll go to your growth hormone, eat it out, work out its control. It'll attack the hypothalamus and go, wait, where? The hypothalamus. Oh, God. We're in that ventricle again. There it is. Have you ever seen that pristine pool? It's where the virgins are. Now, somebody was saying, by the way, in last episode, a lot of people were asking the question, well, what about the pagan thing, right? Like, okay, this is the exact response. I saw this on a Danny Jones show, right? I saw this. By the way, shout out to the people, yeah, who are dealing with the mess of the storm surge. Yeah, amazing. But I saw it on a Danny Jones show, and the response is, well, it's okay if Muhammad, had one of these child brides, right? It's okay because everybody did it like that. And by the way, the Christians were doing that kind of stuff too, right? That's not an excuse. And you say, so this people who step forward and say, well, what about the pagans? Yeah, what about the pagans? Did you know those oracles have to be virgins? Did you know there's all sorts of accounts of people losing their priesthoods because they lost their virginity? Did you know that? Did you know they would bury the Vestals alive who lost their virginity? These are women who were sacrosanct. You couldn't touch them. You couldn't impede their carriage, right? But if they got pregnant, that's it. You bury them, right? Plutarch talks about this. He talks about the fact that those priestesses are protected, and sometimes when they become violated, it becomes an issue. One of the groups that is violating them are the Laestai. Why? What do our texts say? Why are they doing this? Because if you defile a virgin, and by virgin, I mean anybody under the age of development, right? Anybody not sexually developed. If you defile one of them, they can't be possessed by pagan gods. because everybody knows, even the Laestai know, that the Greeks won't let them serve a god if they've been bananaed. So what is our strategy? What is our monotheistic strategy in the kingdom of the Laestai? What do we do? What do you think we do? Yeah. Terrific, no? It's horrific. We deflower them. We deflower them. And the Romans are like, no. This is not going to work. You have to protect the status of the innocent. And that's why they clean up the Laestai. That's why they clean it up. It's wrong. It's Good job, Chewy. Good job, Chewy. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for sticking around. Nothing can be done, people. Nothing can be done. Thank you for staying. I truly appreciate it. Let's hit him with the last kind of cold water in the face. Keep going. Give me that one. I just want you to see that for all of you who say, why does he talk about Scythian stuff so much? Look at this word in Greek, skouthias. And what does it say below it for the definition? This is what people call delos. Skouthias. Yeah. You know what they called Medea? Skoutha. Okay. What does it mean to skouthizo? It means to be sitting on that throne, to be fumigated with the star. Yeah. Do you see what's happened? You have a group of Laestai, and you have a leader of what is called a kingdom who is also attempting to make it right. You have a single woman who's standing up against him, and she enters the record. She enters the record. What does Herodotus say is all of history about? Where does he start? He starts with her abduction. Right? He starts with that Medea. Right? And what kind of defense of humanity she's putting up. Are you going to let the monism destroy us? Give me the next one. Give me the next one. That's the last one. Delos. They didn't know that Delos was there. Okay. Give me the next one. Boom. This is the Skulaks, people. Hecate and her puppies. Hecate and her puppies. I just want you to look at the bottom. Look at number 3. Schema aphrodisiakon. Schema aphrodisiakon. What's a schema? What's a schema? Here it is. Here's the definition, people. Schema aphrodisiakon hos toton phoenikizonton. What does that say? A skulaks, a quote-unquote puppy. What is a puppy? It is a part or an image that has become aphrodisiacal. Mm-hmm. It is the infusion of Aphrodite into your schema, or as we call it, becoming Phoenician. And what is that? What is that letter? Oh, did we get that? It's down here, I think. There it is. What is it to phoenikizo? To imitate the Phoenicians. Well, how do you mean? There's a lot of things the Phoenicians do. No, people, come on. Remember where we are. Unnatural vice. Where is this coming from? Where do we get this unnatural vice? We get it through the drugs in the mystery performance. And look what it all runs back to, that phoenix, that dark red or bay of the horse. Do you know what those women did with those horses? They developed a mystery that drove the mind of Western civilization. You would not be here without these Scythian women. It is a fact, people, that the history is way more interesting than the fairy tale that you were taught through theology and religion, through monism, right? Through monism. Haven't you ever wondered why it is that faith is so necessary? Right? We're people of the book. What is our faith in? It's faith in that book. And if I tell you that that book is a forgery and that it is a sad copy of a mystery that was originally Bacchic and produced by the power of Mother Greek, you probably aren't going to feel good about yourself. Now, this is the reality. Thank you for coming tonight. And before I jump, I just want you to know that I'm going to have an on you probably Monday. Okay, so for everybody who's following these YouTube on you episodes, I'm going to work on 2. You should now be up to 5 and 6. Okay, I'm going to push you through 5 and 6, and we're going to look at everything that we need for units 5 and 6, and then I'll give you some time to go through it and to catch up. We'll do some exercises when we get back. When you've done it, when we get back, we'll do some exercise. We'll keep moving forward. People are responding to this spectacularly. I don't know how to count how many people now are actually learning the Greek. Right? Because you've committed. Right? And for those of you who've committed and found that it's going to take a lot of commitment, when you get it back and you get that itch, right? Come back to it. That happens a lot. Mother Greek has a way, right? There's a lot to her, right? And I know everybody wants to get everything about her, and you just want to bury your head in her bosom, right? And you want to feel that heartbeat right in your forehead. Right? I understand that. For my students right now, who are those really heavy addicts that I've got one-on-one, who are the Greek is just driving them nuts, right? And they're just, oh God, they're loving it. It's a dope that you can't get rid of. For you, right? Continue. You've made it as far as you have. You can make it through all 20 units. All right. It's very, very important. Very important to me that you understand that. We are not going to have a drill sergeant won't be here tonight. Thank you for coming. Everything that we're doing, and there's some things that are happening that happen, and they're excellent. A couple of things coming up that I'll be announcing. Just exciting stuff. And I notice people are keeping track of that. And everybody who's watching and who's working on this, it's getting out. And I have something so nice to bring you, but I'm not going to bring you until I can bring it to you. It's coming. And it's us reaching out. Thank you, Satanic Congregation. Thank you for your time tonight. I hope that everybody here has a fantastic weekend. Even the chorus of the frustrated and unsatisfied. Take this from me. Just a little sting to push you off on the weekend. That's right. And kids, thanks for coming. Hail Satan.
But the derangement syndrome has them hurting the kids, as you know. But you die too. I'm fashion gibbets. Crucify the child rapist on the cross. Throwing Christians to the lions. Throwing all the pedophiles off the bridge. Fish food. Have a nice swim for your derangement syndrome. This is the prescription. Reek like indica. Puffin' the death bubba. Black water freshie.